Hi, this is Mark from LongIslandWatch.com, and today we're going to review a couple of Seiko ReCraft models. I got 3 of them for you. I wanted to do this video simply because there was a GQ article that went around recently, and they featured this model, and I thought, hey, you know what? Let's revisit the model. I've done, a couple of the ReCrafts in the past, but I want to just do it again just to kind of hammer home the point of what these Seiko watches are all about. ReCraft covers a whole bunch of different models. ReCraft was launched 3 or 4 years ago. There have been some failures, no doubt. Some of the models were just disgusting and, total dogs. And there's been some knockout winners. I think one of the ones that came out, I'm going to go over it, originally is still kicking around today. It's an amazing, amazing looking watch. So we'll quickly go over those watches so you can check them out. My own wrist check, I'm doing a Yachtmaster still. Once this one goes on the in the rotation, it takes a while for it to come out. And the 009 with the single dome sapphire, I promise you, soon. I'm really thinking the end of June. It should happen. Anyway, let's head on over and check these out. So I've got 3 different Seiko ReCrafts in front of you, 2 autos and 1 quartz. This is the auto that was picked up by GQ magazine. If I could find the article, I'll throw it up. But, I'm not a GQ kind of person, as you can see from the way I dress. But they were certainly onto something. I figured, you know what? Let's highlight the models again and show these to you. Put them all in the same video. This is the watch. This one here on the right. I believe this is actually the first video that I personally ever did a bunch of years ago. I think it's still on YouTube. It's the production quality. It hasn't improved all that much, but it's amazing how far I've come. So I will start here and show you the rest of them. So the ReCraft line has certainly had its share of disappointments and failures. This was one of the first ones they came out with, and this is a knockout. There are others that came out in the same year that have since flown the coop, but this one, I still love this one every time I see it. There's something about the dial, I think vintage, I think electric, if that makes sense. It's almost the markers are almost like a nod to the tuning fork, to the Accutron tuning fork. With the orange hand moving nice and smooth, you do kind of pick up that, Accutron kind of vibe or feel to it. So this is the Seiko ReCraft Snk P27. It is an automatic. The suggested retail is $250. We sell them for about $150 or so. Now, you'll notice with Seiko watches especially, prices vary from MSRP a lot. Some will be close to MSRP, some will not. And it really just has to do with the age of the watch. As they get older, pricing restrictions fall off, and we can offer them for less, being an authorized dealer. So this is the Snk M97. It's not a small watch, as you can see. Let me pull out just a little bit. It's 43.5 millimeters in diameter. It's 11.5 thick. The tip to tip is 50 millimeters, so it's not horrendous. It is a cushion case, so you do expect the lugs to be a little shorter than on a traditional round watch. It's a see-through case back, and of course we have the Seiko 7S26 movement, which lacks hand winding and lacks hacking, much to the chagrin of a lot of my viewers, I'm sure. But what it lacks there, it makes up in affordability. The watch comes in at around $150 retail. Look what you get. It actually is extremely, extremely impressive. Mineral crystal, stainless steel bracelet, hollow end links, but what else are you looking for? But a solid link bracelet itself, good quality. Double push button clasp. But for me, this watch is all about the dial. The dial is just totally superb. Everything else that you get with it, the date, water resistance, 50 meters or so, that's all secondary. Oh, lug. This is a 24 millimeter lug, I believe. Yeah, 24 millimeter lug. I kind of like it on the bracelet, but if you want to switch to something else, you could. But I guess to me, this watch is all about the dial. The color, the use of gold, the chapter ring, the depth, it just all really works really, really well. And it's no wonder why they continue to make this watch after a lot of the ReCrafts have since fallen out of production. So the next one up is the Snk P27, shown here, 275 suggested list. This is still a newer model, so the price on this one's around 200 bucks. Oh, I should mention that they have no loom. The one you saw before has no loom. This guy has no loom. But we're still keeping with the dress theme, but now we've just got a more modern take on the dial and the case. Modern meaning newer, I guess, not modern in look. I still think this has a very nice vintage vibe. It also comes in a maroon dial, it comes in a blue dial. I've covered those in a past video. Like I said, since this one got so much press, I just wanted to show it again because it certainly is worthy of it. So the sizes on this one, it is 40 millimeters across, it's 12 thick, and it's 46 on the tip to tip. So it is rather squat. It does fit nice on a variety of wrists. We still have a screw-in case back, mineral crystal, 22 millimeter lug. If you wanted to get the blue one comes on a bracelet, you can actually get that bracelet and throw it on here if you want. We have done it for, we have gotten the bracelet for people in the past. It does fit. It is powered by Seiko 7S26 movement, like the one I just showed you. No hand winding, no hacking. 40 hours of power reserve, so after you wear it for a day or two and you build up a full wind, it'll go for about a day and a half without you intervening to wear it. The crystal is hard Lex. Again, we're way in the affordable realm of Seiko, so these are all kind of going to have hard Lex crystals. So this is the Snk P27. Let's pull up on the last one. So the last one I'm going to show you is the Quartz Chrono version, Solar, SSC 667. They make this in two varieties, I believe. This version and a black dial version. I love this watch. I love the blue. I love what they did with the strap, how they picked up the blue and the orange accents. It's it's a nylon strap, signed buckle, nice hardware, everything matches. It's got the ReCraft cushion case, so you can tell it's a little bit vintage. This is, like I said, model number SSC 667. Retail is $350. We sell it for about $260. That's the only thing I don't like about this watch is the price. I just showed you two automatic options for less than this Quartz Chrono. Granted, it runs on the 30-year-old 7S26, but why this commands such a higher price, I guess I'm totally not sure. It might be the technology, the dial, the case work, but I feel this one is just a little bit pricey. When it's sitting next to its two distant cousins over there. On its own, it's a fine value, 260 bucks for a watch that looks really nice and has good technology in it. But compared to the other two, those are just way better bargains. So size. So 43.5 millimeters in diameter, 14 thick, 52 tip to tip. So it is a little bit longer. This is more what you would expect a 43 millimeter watch to be. Screw down case back, it's solid because now we're dealing with a quartz movement. It does have a 22 millimeter lug. Still has a hard Lex crystal. We do pick up loom on the hands and the markers, and I'll do that loom shot in a minute. 100 meters water resistant. It runs on Seiko's V175 solar movement. That is a movement that obviously runs through the power of the sun or indoor light. Once it's fully charged, it'll run for like 6 months or so without seeing any light, which makes it as close to grab and go as you can get. If you're going to keep it buried in your closet for over 6 months, well then maybe you got a small issue. Let's get it on the dial and check it out. There you can see it's a really nice dial, nice blue. Even the sub dials are cut out nice because everything is a solar cell, so they have to make it the dial itself, I believe, is semi-transparent, and then the subdials themselves are solar cells, so it's always sucking up light to charge itself, but still looks great. So while we're zoomed in on the dial, we'll operate the chronograph. You do the start-stop up here. It gets the chronograph seconds hand going. It is a sweep seconds hand, so it does look very nice. Running seconds is over here on the left. You see it ticking away. Elapsed minutes for the chronograph is down here, and then 24-hour time, or an AM, PM indicator, whatever you want to call it, is on the right-hand side. But really sharp looking. Looks very nice. Like I said, if not for the price, I'd be really enamored with this watch. So of course, being a Seiko, it uses LumiBrite. You can easily read the time. If anything that I would complain about if it was very dark, I could go like that and your 12 o'clock registration could be thrown off because there's really no visual cues as to where 12 is. So you might get disoriented, but you can still easily read it if you had to. Hours, minutes, and then the 12 indices. Okay, so what I'll do next is I'll throw each of these on the wrist and then we'll wrap it up. Okay, so I will go backwards. I'll start with this 667. It looks great. It feels great. I should probably go and tuck in, double back the nylon strap on itself and tuck it under the keeper. But really a solid looking watch. Looks very nice. Certainly at home on my wrist. And then the one that created all the hubbub, the Snk P27 Recraft. You can see where I am on the strap. I got lots of room in either direction. My wrist, again, is 6 3/4. I probably said that a billion times already. But it fits nice. The lug to lug is perfect. Not too big, not too small. And the case size is fine, but the case shape is fine. It's interesting. It's certainly a conversation starter because it's unlike definitely unlike most cases that are out there now. Somebody would probably look at this and think that it's a 30-year-old watch you're wearing. Or well, maybe, no, 30 years was in the 80s, wasn't it? That's kind of scary. So 40 or 50 years. And then the last one, the one that gets the Cool Dial Award, maybe too big for my wrist. Even though the tip-to-tip isn't as much as the Quartz Chrono, I just feel that the cushion case on it just has too much of a presence on my wrist. But there is absolutely no denying that the dial looks awesome. The tip-tip's okay, not hanging over, but maybe there's too much body on the watch for me, for my taste at least. So this has been Mark from LongIslandWatch.com showing you some Seiko ReCraft options. Please like this video if you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not done so. If you have any questions or comments, please put them down below, and I will be sure to address them as soon as I can. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.